Arunihi Pita Yogyam Vidya Bhajanam Shvetaketuriti Namataha. We have to begin the Bhashyam. Shvetaketuriti Namataha Namato Ha Iti Aitihyartaha. Shvetaketuriti Namataha. There was a person by name Shvetaketu iti. Ha iti, that particular word ha in the original, Shvetaketur ha, that ha conveys that it is aitihyartaha. Aitihyartaha means itiha asa. Aitihyartaha. Aitihyartaha means history. It has something historic. Means not that imagination. There was. It's not imagination. There was a person by name Shvetaketu. There was a person by name Shvetaketu. बस इतना ही है. इसका अर्थ तो इतना ही है. Meaning the Shruti wants us to understand it's not some imagination. There was indeed a sage whose name was Uddalaka and who had a son by name Shvetaketu. Shvetaketuriti namato ha iti aitihyartaha. Aruneyaha. Aruneyaha means Arunasya Pautraha. Aruneyaha means Arunasya Pautraha, the grandson of Aruna, the sage Aruna. Aruneyaha Arunasya Pautraha. Asa means tha. Babhuva was there. The sage Aruna, there was a person by name Shvetaketu and he was the grandson of Aruna. Bas itna hi hai. That's up to that. There was indeed a person by name Shvetaketu who was the grandson of Aruna. Tam putram, and him, tam putram means to him, Arunihi, his father, Aruni. One is Aruna, his son is Aruni, his son is Aruneya. You see how the Tadita moves. Aruna means the person. His son is called Arunihi and his son is called Aruneya. That is how you always identify the Khanda. Tadhitas are useful for identifying the family. Like Bharadwaja, so the son of Bharadwaj. Like that. Like Vasudeva, Bhagavan Krishna is Vasudeva. Why is called Vasudeva? The son of Vasudeva. The son of Vasudeva, that's why he is called Vasudeva. Therefore, a boy's name includes the father's name also in it. It's a peculiar, isn't it? It's such a wonderful thing. This itself only shows how family oriented was this country. This family oriented. Why? The son's name would carry the father's name. And the father's name has the potentiality for the son's name. Tam putram ha Arunihi Pita, his father, Arunihi Pita, his father, Yogyam, thinking that his son, Shvetaketu's father, Uddalaka, thinks that his son is ready, that Yogyam, ready, Vidya Bhajanam, and he is ready for education. Not only is ready by age, he is ready for education, and by sanskara also is available for education. That is called Yogyata. Yogyata is threefold. Kalataha Yogyaha, and Gunataha Yogyaha, and also Deshataha Yogyaha, and also Avasthataha Yogyaha. qualified means he is 12 years old, therefore by age he is ready for education, and by quality sanskara he is qualified for education because he values education. He is a yogya, mentally he is yogya. And also living in the house with his father, there is no problem. There is somebody to educate him. Therefore, everything is in favor of his getting educated. Vidya bhajanam manvanaha, thinking. His father thinks that his son is ready for education and he is yogya and he deserves to be educated. Manvanaha tasya upanayana kala atyartham cha pashyan. Tasya upanayana kala. Upanayana kala means the time for education. Upanayana is a Sanskrit term. It just beginning, the start of education is called upanayana. And that start of education is always, it is indicated by yajñopavitam. That is, you are given sacred thread. There is a sacred thread. Because that sacred thread and shikha. The sacred thread is called Upavetam, Yajñopavetam. Sutram. It is called Sutram. Like your Mangala Sutram. For a student, this is also Sutram. Then he has a Shikha. Choti. You see? That is called Shikha. And Sutra. And Shastra. These three are the lakshanas of a brahmachari. Sutra, Shikha and Shastram. Shastram need not be Vedanta. Any Shastram is Shastram. Even studying Vyakarana is Shastram, Vyakarana Shastram, etc. Vyakarana Shastram, Jyotishyam also, and Ganitam also. All empirical sciences can be called Shastram because the etymological meaning of the word Shastra is that which helps you. Shasanat trayate iti Shastra, aur kuch nahi. Education, which is always useful, is called Shastra. Actually, in modern world, modern times, what you call science, that is the equivalent for it, its equivalent is Shastra. It is Shastra. Like dance is a Nritya Shastram, Sangeeta Shastram, Ganita Shastram, Jyotishya Shastram, and all these things, Siksha Shastram, all these things. Okay, so a brahmachari is attached to three things. What are those three things? Sutram, Shikha and Shastram. He has no attachment to his mother and father. That is why they just dump him in a Gurukula. And they go back only after 12 years. Not like in Delhi, you see, every 2 weeks. Morning phone karte raho, evening phone karte raho. Really, they never grow. Just say, and for yourself. Thoda bahut theek hai ji. Care does not mean it becomes really almost, you become so uncomfortable. Let each one grow. Let him rub it out. Let everybody go through the Sukha Dukkha. Let everybody go through Sukha Dukkha. Let everybody rub it out. No. Parents have to be more realistic. But therefore, anyway, the children used to be put in Gurukula and the parent, and then sometimes the Guru himself would bring him back and leave him, the parents, after 12 years. Pashyannu uvach, atyayam, look at this. Kala atyartham. Kala atyartham, atyayam, not atyartham, atyayam. Passing the right time, means getting late. That atyayam means getting late. Uddalaka saw that the Shvetageyasu's education is getting late. the father thinks that the son's education is getting late. Iti matva, thinking in his mind like this, then he tells his son, Pashan, seeing that is getting late, uvacha, he tells him, what does he tell? Hey Shvetaketu, my son, Shvetaketu, Anurupam Gurum Kulasya. Anurupam Gurum, the right teacher. Kulasya, of a school. Guru Kulasya. Having found a right teacher, Gurum Kulasya. Kulasya Anurupam, or for finding out a teacher, a right teacher suited to our kula, suited to our family. Kulasya. Naha, Amara. Having found a teacher suited to our family. Gatva, having approached the teacher. Vasa Brahmacharyam, please live a life of education. Live a life of education. Brahmacharyam etymologically means like this. Brahma means Veda. Brahmani means in Veda. Charati means the one who moves in Veda, means the one who is reciting Veda. Brahmachari. And that particular situation of a brahmachari is called Brahmacharyam. Brahmacharyam. This much you can understand. Brahmacharya means a life of education. And a life of education is the central meaning of the word brahmacharya, and that includes all that is related to it, including celibacy. But brahmacharya does not itself mean celibacy. Brahmacharya means study, and as a student of Veda, you are also a celibate. Therefore, anything that is related, brahmacharya can mean also ahimsa, satyam. All that is related to a life of education is also a part of education. Vak Shuddhi, and also to take bath every day, and also Antahkarana Shuddhi, etc. All those values related to education. There are only values related to education. There are no distractions related to education. There are no distractions related to education. See, there are only values educated, self-control, etc., etc. These are all values related to education. All those values related to education also are a part of education. Therefore, that entire package is called brahmacharya. Live a life of study, live a life of memorization, live a life of learning, live a life of celibacy, live a life of values, live a life of discipline, live a life of simplicity. This is all, the whole package is called brahmacharya. Vasa brahmacharyam nacha etad yuktam yad asmat kulino hi nacha etad yuktam. This is not logical. Yat that asmat kulinaha, someone from our family, he Saumya, he Shvetaketu, ananuchya anadhitya, without education. Ananuchya means anadhitya, means adhitya anadhitya, without study, without education. Brahma bandhuriva bhavati. It's not right that without education you remain only a brahmana in name. Brahma bandhu is a sarcastic term for a brahmana. That means he is not a brahmana, but he is only a Brahma bandhu. Brahma bandhu means what? In name, he is a brahmana. It's not right, he tells his son, it's not right just to be a brahmana in name. You should have the values of a brahmana, education of a brahmana, and the simplicity or all the dharma that goes with that word You should have. Ananuchya anadhitya brahmabandhuriva bhavatiti. What is Brahmabandhu? Bhashyakara explains. Brahmanan bandhun vyapadishati. He can only refer to other Brahmanas as his relations. He can look upon other Brahmanas as his relations. Na swayam Brahmana vrittaha, but himself doesn't follow the lifestyle of a Brahmana. He becomes only a relation. He can claim, say, well, I am the cousin of so and so, or they're all my first cousins, they're all my second cousins. He can refer to other Brahmanas as related to him, but himself is not a Brahmana. He is a Brahma Bandhu, natu Brahmanaha, means by Vritya, natu Vritya. Understand this particular word Vritti. Vritti means something that is, there is a Vritti, there is a particular life. As a Brahmana, what are you supposed to do? Vedadhyayanam, etc., etc. That is called Vritti. And live on dakshinas. Like a sadhu has to live on bhiksha. And a Brahmana has to, because a Brahmana is a grihastha, so bhiksha se kaam nahi chalega, thoda dakshina bhi. That is why we always have a phrase, you can pick up this phrase, daya and dakshinyam. Dakshinyam is a tadhita of dakshina. इनके पास ना दया है ना दाक्षिण्य है, मीन्स he is neither kind ना है दूर. दया नहीं, दाक्षिण्य कहाँ से आएंगे? He is not even kind. Do you think he is going to give you dakshina? भिक्षा देने के लिए तैयार नहीं, दक्षिणा कहाँ से आएंगे? Therefore, cruelty in Sanskrit, in religious language, cruelty is described as free from daya and dakshina. But anyway, a Brahmana is one who lives a life of Vedic study, Sanskrit study, and teaching others. He should enjoy a life of education. That's how it is. Similarly, a sadhu should live a sadhu, in fact, is the most fortunate man, because in this society, nobody looks upon a sadhu as wasting time or anything. It is accepted. Renunciation is a part of the society. And once you become a sadhu, the part of the society, then you have then you are living in a society in which you are absolutely accepted. You are living in a society, you are absolutely not only accepted, you are also respected. A lot of problems, half the battle is won. As far as the relative freedom is concerned, you have. Relative peace is concerned, you have. Relative relaxation is concerned, you have. And this is the time to enjoy what Vedanta is talking. This is the time to go into the statements of the truth. This is the time to enjoy, rather than wasting time for this small little name and this and that. They are called, what are those called? Extracurricular activities. Extra for a sadhu, everything except Shastram, except really into the Vakyas, everything else is what? Extracurricular activity. उसमें आनंद होता है, कुछ नहीं. Similarly, a Brahmana should enjoy his life by way of reciting and praying to God and performing rituals and living a simple life and giving Ashirvadam to everybody. Giving Ashirvadam to everybody. That is. Brahma bandhuriva bhavati, the Brahmanan bandhun vyavadishati na swayam Brahmana vrutta. This is over, ji. So the father tells the son, say Swetaketu, you are getting late for school, you better go and find out a Gurukulam, you better find out a right teacher and start learning. Simple, start learning. It's high time that you went to a school. Now a small shanka takes place. Why did not the father teach the son? When the father himself was a scholar, why did he not teach? Generally, even though all the sages were educated, the fathers were educated, but they always sent their children to a Gurukula, because you require an atmosphere of a school for a child to learn. Home is not. For the grown-up, home is all right. But for the children, there must be a school atmosphere. This is one reason. Why does a father put his child, even though he himself is a scholar, he knows everything, he can teach, but still he always puts his child in a Gurukula. Why? Because he thinks that is the right place. There is a second reason which I gave yesterday. The second reason is perhaps he was not going to be at home for a long time. That Bhashikara says here. Tasya ataha pravasaha. The father perhaps is pravasaha, means maybe is going abroad, means is going to a distant place. Anumiyate is inferred. We come to infer that Uddalaka, the father, was not going to be at home for a long time. That is why he is telling his son to go to a Gurukula. Anumiyate pitu pitaka. Tasya Svetaketoho pituhu pravasaha anumiyate. The going away from home, being away, staying away from home for a long time, we can infer it. That is why he is telling to go to school. Yena, by which Swayam Gunavan San Putram Na Upaneshyati. Yena Swayam Gunavan, he himself is qualified to teach. The father is very much qualified to teach the son, and yet really he says go to school. Maybe he was not going to be home for a long time. Swayam Gunavan San, even though himself is a qualified teacher, Putram Na Upaneshyati, but still he doesn't really initiate education with him. Still he doesn't begin studies with him. He doesn't begin the studies. He doesn't begin to teach his son. Why? Maybe he was not going to be at home. There are two reasons given. One reason is not given here. One reason is given here. Why did Uddalaka send his son to school? Because he was not going to be at home. That is inferred. The second reason is universal. Even if a father is a scholar, but still he would not teach his son. He would always send his son to a school, like in the modern times. Even a teacher's child is sent to school. Okay, these are all secondary things, details. Okay, when father told the son to go to school, he did. Immediately he went to school. And when he went to school, he was 12 years old. And in a Gurukula, you learn whatever you can learn. All empirical sciences are learned in Sanskrit. All empirical, Ganitam in Sanskrit, and Arthashastra means economics, that is in Sanskrit, and Vedic recitation in Sanskrit, how to perform ritual in Sanskrit, a lot of whatever is there. All those, whatever was available, they were all picked up in Sanskrit, and that took 12 years. 12 years. Saha Dvadasha Varshaha. Now please see. Saha, next verse. Saha, that's Svetaketu. Dvadasha Varshaha. Was 12 years old. Upetya. Upetya means having reached the teacher. It is called Upetya. In dhatu ka itya upetya lyap. Chalo, koi baat nahi. Swamiji, when you talk about Sanskrit, it just blacks out. It's all black out. Koi baat nahi. क्या फर्क पड़ता है. Upetya means what? Having approached a teacher, having approached a Gurukula. Chaturvigamshati varshaha, and till the age of 24. He started his education when the boy was 12 years old and he continued his education till he was 24. Chaturvigam Shati Varshaha Sarvan Vedan, my God, all Vedas, Adhitya, having learned the recitation, that is called there at the time only recitation, nothing else. Having Sarvan Vedan Adhitya, that is called Vedadhyayana. Vedadhyayana means what? You learn how to say it. Sarvan Vedan Adhitya. Having studied all the Vedas, and having studied Vedas means a lot of Veda Angas also. Ganitam, etc. Siksha, Kalpaha, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandaha, Jyotisham, all these things. These are called 6 Angas of Veda. Adhitya. And he comes home. Shvetaketu comes home after 12 years. How does he come? Mahamanaha. He comes with Gambhira mind. You know, this Gambhirata is a very peculiar, this Gambhiram. He comes with a mind, with the idea that everybody else is inferior to me. I am very highly educated. The others are illiterate. It's like a person who comes from college, who has done his masters and comes back home. He has got certain mind, a mind that is a newly what we call a received education, a new-found education. Mahamanaha. Bhashyakara is going to explain. Mahamanaha means he comes with a mighty mind. He comes with a mighty mind. Why don't you comment upon that word mighty? Bhashyakara is going to say mighty, I mean stubborn. Bas. He comes with a stubborn mind. Anuchana mani. Anuchana mani means, that is Vyakhyana, Mahamana. What does it mean? Anuchana mani. I am a greater scholar than others. I'm a big scholar. And its Vyakhyana is Tabdaha. Mahamanaha meaning Anuchanamani meaning Stabdaha. Means what? Stubborn. Is not ready to listen to anybody. Is not ready to respect anybody. That's called Stabdaha. Stabda is a very beautiful term. Stabda. Stabda means what? Inflexible. स्तब्ध, हवा चलता नहीं, एकदम क्या हुआ? स्तब्ध हुआ. हवा चलता नहीं, कहीं पेड़ में पत्ता हिलता नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. वातावरण क्या है? स्तब्ध है. That means what? Inflexible, unbending, unlistening, refusing, don't care. Don't care for anybody. That is what is called Anuchanamani Stabdaha. Now these three are not three qualities. Mahamanaha is explained as Anuchanamani. That is explained by Stabdaha. Ye ya ya agatavan. In dhatu a plus in and lit. Ye ya ya means came. Shvetaketu, after completing education, came back home with an inflexible mind, with a stubborn mind, with a complex that I am superior to others. Stabdahaya. Tagamha pita uvacha. Let us not spend too much of time. Him, Pita said to Shvetaketu, Uvacha. So the father said, hey, in our family, education always brought to us humility. How is this boy, looking so stubborn? I thought my son will come back home with great humility, but in fact, whatever humility he had before going to school, he lost it. पढ़ाई से नुकसान हुआ. मैंने सोचा उधार लेके इनको पढ़ाया, बैंक से उधार लेके इनको पढ़ाया, तो पढ़ने के बाद थोड़ा बहुत गुण था वो भी चले गए. Humility, losing humility is a big loss, I am telling you. Losing money, you can get it back. You can get back the money that you lose. You can get back any material thing. But if you lose humility, you have lost everything. Remember that old adage, old thing. When character is lost, everything is lost. Okay. When wealth is lost, nothing is lost. When health is lost, something is lost. When character is lost, means humility is lost, everything is lost. We get into trouble. ये सारी हमारा बुजुर्ग लोगों, because the elderly people at home controlled the thinking of the juniors. Really, they monitored the behavior of the juniors. That is why you require to have seniors at home. You are always the beneficiary, understand? To have an elderly person, and that means really you have an asset. Do you know the first asset? If you have a senior citizen at home, पूरा शहर घूम सकते हैं, पूरा दुनिया घूम सकते हैं, यात्रा में जा सकते हैं. You can go all over because you can leave the children with them. Supposing you don't have the seniors at home, oh, what a hell. What a hell. कहीं नहीं जा सकते, कहीं नहीं कर सकते, कुछ नहीं कर सकते. कहाँ जाएंगे? पूरा संसार को साथ ले जाना पड़ेगा. Therefore, Dagamha Pita Uvacha. Shvetaketu, hey Shvetaketu, Yannu Saumya, Yannu. That, Saumya, hey Saumya, Idam, this, Mahamanaha. The reason for this being stubborn in your mind, Mahamana. Maybe he used to touch the father's feet before he went to school. When he comes back, maybe his behavior was different. Mahamanaha, you are looking so stubborn. Anuchanamani, and you are talking as if really you are much more scholarly than me. You know much more than me. You know much more than others. Stabdaha. And you seem to be so unbending, and you seem to be not humble. Stabdaha, asi. You seem to be so stubborn. You seem to be so egoistic. What did father say? This is excellent. A modern father would unnecessarily go on daunting him. A modern father would always take him down. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, ये नहीं होना चाहिए, वो नहीं होना चाहिए. And then take out all. Use the choicest words to reprimand him. His father says, hey, why you are looking so stabdaha, so mahamani, so anuchanamani? Have you got Brahma Vidya? Have you got Brahma Vidya? Utatam adesham aprakshaha. Uta, that's a question. Did you? Tam adesham, that teaching, aprakshaha, did you ask for? Did you ask for that teaching? Did you ask for that teaching? By gaining which, you would not be like this. This tabdata, anuchana manitvam. Maybe you did not get that teaching, that is why you are like this. Or even because in order to make a person humbler, suppose somebody is very good. Okay, I'll tell you some secrets. So you go to a party, and somebody is looking anuchanamani, stabdaha. And then immediately what do you say? Do you have a farmhouse in Kutub Enclave? He says, no. You don't have it. I have two. बस. हाँ जी, बस इतना ही. You always, these people, I tell you, generally people become, they don't have humility or anything. They look small when they come across somebody who has more. There is a sense of smallness and sense of bigness, not sense of humility. Humility is a beautiful thing. Humility is unconditional to your possessions. Humility is unconditional to one's possessions. When you have less, you are humble. You have more, you are humble. Humility is wisdom. Humility is not an emotion triggered by possessions. It is not that you are humble when you have less money and then you lose that humility when you have more money. Then it is not humility, that is just a sense of smallness. It is sense of alpatvam. Alpatvam, sense of smallness, sense of helplessness. Chotapan is different from namrata. Chotapan is different from namrata. Amiji, why don't you give an example for that? Okay, I'll give you. Have you ever seen a mango tree? You have seen a mango tree with fruits, mangoes. And it is ready, it is rich with mangoes. And how does it look? Humble. It is humble. All the time bowing down. You have to remember that. Every branch bows down with a lot of fruits. It is its nature to be, even though it has, but it doesn't become. Similarly, namrata means it is a jnanam, it is a wisdom that whatever I have got it only with the help of so many forces in the creation, with the help of Bhagavan, with the help of so many forces. So many forces have to help to be what I am. Therefore, it is not merely one's effort. Along with one's effort, there is coordination, cooperation from so many forces. Recognizing the cooperation from so many forces in the creation, that recognition results in humility. That is wisdom. That is wisdom. That is unconditional to possessions. Unconditional to how much one has. Unconditional to how much one has. So, Uddalaka tells Swetaketu, my dear Swetaketu, why do you look so egoistic? Did you ask for Brahma Vidya? That is the only way to make him feel humble. Did you ask? Because father knew, he never learned it. You think you have learned Ganitam, you think you have learned Sanskrit, you think you have learned astrology, you think you have learned how to recite Veda. But all right, that can make you feel stabda. But I am asking you a question. Did you ask for that teaching? He doesn't say which teaching. Did you ask for that teaching? Did you learn that? I know you have learned Sanskrit, I know you have learned grammar, I know you have learned Siksha, Kalpaha, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Chandaha, Jyotisham, etc., etc. I know you have learned, I know what you have learned because मैं भी उसी गुरुकुलम में पढ़ा था. मैं भी उसी गुरुकुलम में पढ़ा था और I know what they must have taught you, but you look so, you seem to have lost humility. Now I am asking you a question. Did you ask for that knowledge? The moment says, which knowledge? Which knowledge? That knowledge. Which knowledge? Father is going to say, that knowledge, by gaining which you have gained everything. By knowing which you have known everything. by hearing about which you have heard everything. Shrutam Shrutam Bhavati, Amatam Matam Bhavati, Avijñatam Vijñatam. Hey, did you ask for that truth by knowing which everything becomes known? The moment Father said like this, the Son understood, my God, I missed it out. I have not got that. The idea that I don't have that, makes him what? Humble. Therefore, what is that humility? That humility is conditional to possessions. But the real humility he will get after gaining the knowledge. You see, when you have money, so when you have crores in the bank, then your aura is different. Supposing there is no money, then sense of smallness. That is sense of smallness, bigness different, but humility is different. This difference must be seen. Okay. Hey Swetaketu, did you ask for that knowledge? Okay, now see the Bhashya. Saha Pitra Uktaha Swetaketurha. Having been told by the father to go to school, he went to school. Swetaketurha Dvadasha Varshaha for 12 years, when he was 12 years old. Upetya Acharyam, having reached the Gurukula and having approached the teacher. Yavat Chaturvimshati Varshaha, until he was 24 years old. Babhuva Tavat, till then. Sarvan Vedan, all Vedas. Chaturaha, all the 4 Vedas. Api Aditya, having studied. Tadartham cha buddhva. Not only did he study the 4 Vedas, he also understood the meaning of each word. Tadartham cha buddhva. Mahamanaha, with a mighty mind. Mahamanaha. What is Mahamanaha? Bhashikara says, Mahat Gambhiram Manaha. Very profound mind. Looking very profound. Looking very deep. Mahamanaha. Mahat Gambhiram Manaha. Yasya. What is that Gambhiram, etc.? Why don't you say it in understandable language? Bhashikara says, Yasya. Asamam Atmanam Anyahi Manyamanaha. Excellent. This is what is called Gambhira Manaha. Means what? Always looking down upon others. Nobody is like me. That is called Mahamanaha. Nobody is like me. Asamam Atmanam Anyaihi Manyamanaha. The others are not equal to me. Manyamana. I am better than others. Manyamanam. Manaha yasya soyam mahamanaha. He has explained the samasa mahamanaha. Mahamanaha means what? The one who has a profound mind. What is profound mind? Meaning the one who thinks that he is bigger than others. Manaha yasya soyam mahamana. Anuchanamani, meaning anuchanam atmanam manyate iti evam shilaha yaha saha anuchanamani. Anuchanamani means what? The one who is more eloquent than others, more scholarly than others. Why don't you explain further? Stabdha. What is wrong in that? If somebody thinks I am more scholarly than others, that could be a reality. I am more educated than others could be a fact. Why should it be wrong? Why should it be considered wrong? No. Here what Father says is stabdha. Stabdha means what? You are arrogant. It is true that I am more educated than others, and if my attitude towards them is not right, then I am what? Stabdha. Stabdha. Apranata swabhavaha, unbending. The one who is not respectful to others. That is called unbending. Somebody says something, not respectful to it. Apranata swabhavaha. Yeyaya griham. He comes back home. Tamevam bhutam ha atmanah ananarupashelam stabdam maninam putram drishtva pita uvacha. Up to that. Pita sees the son. Hey, he is so much unlike the members of my family. The father thinks, he is so much unlike me. He is so much unlike my father. He is so much unlike the members of our family. He is so much unlike. He is so uncharacteristic of our family. Why? When we came back home from school, we were very humble. We were very flexible. We were kind. We were nice. We learned how to be nice to people, how to be kind to people, how to be respectful to our elders. This is what we picked up. And this boy, Patani kahan se aaya, hamara kul mein janm liya, and he comes back with an unbending mind. Putram drishtva pita uvacha. Saddharma avatar chikirshaya. Why does he say, why does he ask, what does he want to give to his son? Saddharma avatara chikirshaya. In order to rectify his attitude, in order to guide him on the right path. In order to guide him on the right path, the father asked the son. What does it say? Svetaketu, hey Svetaketu, yan vidam mahamanaha anuchanamani stabdaschasi. You are looking very profound and very scholarly, and you are sounding very vainful. You are sounding a lot of vanity. You are unbending, unrespectful. Stabdaschasi. Kaste atishaya. What is great about you? What is great about you? Tell me. Why you are so stabda? Why you are so disrespectful? Why you are so unrespectful? Why you are so unrespectful? Do you know what he says? What is great about you? What is it that you have and the others don't have? What is it that you have and I don't have? What is it that you know that I don't know? What is it that you know that others don't know? Kaste atishayaha prapta. What is it? What is great about you? What is that extra in you? Upadhyayat prapta. What is that great thing that you have received from your teacher? Have you got something extra from your teacher? And then he asked, Utapitamādeshamadishyate ityādeshaha kevala shastra acharya upadesha gamyamityetat. Did you ask for that adesha? This asking for truth is called adesha. There is a little mimansa, listen. Adhihi bhagavo brahmeti. Please teach me, give me self-knowledge, teach me Vedanta, teach me the truth. When you ask the teacher, I would like to learn Vedanta, this is what is called asking for adesha. When it is given also it is adesha. This teaching is called adesha. This teaching is called upadesha. It doesn't matter, but it is adesha. Adesha means it is something that is given only by the Shastra. It is given only by the Acharya, meaning Shabda Pramana. It is Adesha. Like, Aptavakyam also is Adesham. I see it snake. Suniye. I see it as a snake. Who can tell me that this is not snake but this is rope? Who can give me the teaching? Of the one who sees it as rope. The one who sees it as rope. I see it for snake. The other person sees it as rope. He not only sees it that it is rope, he also sees that I have made a mistake in my perception. Therefore, the one who sees the truth when he gives the upadesha, that is called adesha. That is upadesha. Now, if everybody is seeing it as a snake, and the one who sees it, and one ignorant person cannot teach another ignorant person, the one who is free from ignorance alone can teach it, and the teaching given by such a person is called Adesha or Upadesha. I look at myself as the body, Shastra looks at me as the truth. I look at myself as born, whereas Shastra looks at me as eternal. I look at myself as someone who comes in time and disappears in time, whereas Shastra looks at me as something that is ever present. We don't begin in time and end in time. This vision Shastra has, and that vision it imparts to me as the one that imparts that vision to me. That process, that methodology of imparting is what is called Adesha. Now the father asked the son, my dear Swetaketu, did you ask for this Adesha? Did you ask for this Adesha? Utabitamadeshamadishyate iti adesha kevala shastra acharya upadesha gamyamityetatu. Well, my dear Swetaketu, did you ask for this upadesha? Yena va param brahma upadishyate, or did you ask for that adesha, upadesha by which the Brahman is taught? Sa adesha tam aprakshaha prishtavanasya acharyam. Did you ask for Brahma Vidya? Simple. Did you ask for Brahma Vidya? You are so arrogant, my dear Swetaketu. I was always waiting for you to come back so that I could sit with you and talk to you the same way as I used to talk before you went to school. I was waiting for you to come back, and now that you have come, you are not even sitting with me. You feel as though it is below your dignity to sit with me and talk to me. You are so unrespectful. What is this? It makes me feel uncomfortable. ऐसे कौन सी बड़ी बात है आपके अंदर? Our family, the highlight of education should be absolute humility and being comfortable with everybody, to feel comfortable with everybody, to sit comfortable with everybody, to smile with everybody, to join in the laughter of everybody. Why you are being so unbending, unrespectful? What is happening in your dimag? Dimag mein kuch hai. Okay, did you ask for that teaching? ऐसी कौन सी बड़ी बात है आपके अंदर? कोई ब्रह्म का उपदेश मिला? Did you ask for Brahmopadesh? Just to bring him down, say, did you ask for Brahmopadesh? Then, tamadesham vishinashti. Then the father himself qualifies, describes, dilates on what he asked. I mean, did you ask for Brahma Vidya? I mean, did you ask for the teaching about Brahman? Did you ask for self-knowledge? Did you ask for self-knowledge, Swetaketu? Alright, what is self-knowledge? Please read. Yena shrutam shrutam bhavati amatam matam avijñātam vijñātamiti katham nu bhagavah sa adesho bhavatiti. Fathers asked a question, Swetaketu, did you ask for the teaching about the self? Yena ashrutam shrutam bhavati. By hearing which all that is not heard becomes heard. Amatam matam bhavati. By reflecting on which one reflects on everything. Avijñātam vijñātam bhavati. By knowing which everything becomes as well known. Did you ask for the teaching about the self, by knowing which you come to know everything? Here is a very beautiful beginning. Shvetaketu had learnt logic. And logic is something that really puts a lot of thinking in one's mind and a lot of vanity also. Because mostly lay people are not logical. Lay people are just believers, they are not logical. But a scholar has logic, which helps him a lot in figuring out things. Shvetaketu, through his logic, knew one thing very clear, and that is, by knowing a given thing, you come to know only that given thing. That's it. By knowing Vyakaranam, you know only Vyakaranam, nothing else. By knowing a tree, you know only a tree, nothing else. By knowing a cow, you only know a cow and nothing else. By knowing a horse, you come to know only a horse, nothing else. This is something, that he picked it up. That is why, one had to learn Vyakaranam also, recitation also, Jyotishyam also, and every empirical science. Why? Because one empirical science is different from the other empirical science. Physics is different, chemistry is different, biology is different, psychology is different, music is different, Sanskrit is different. They are all different sciences. But here, the father puts it in such a manner that it riddles his mind. It just riddles his dimag. He said, how is it? By knowing one thing, you come to know everything, because according to the logic, according to our observation, you come to know a given thing, and you come to know only that. By knowing A, you know only A, not B. By knowing B, you know only B, not A. By knowing Ghatajnanam means only Ghatajnanam, not Patajnanam. Patajnanam means only Patajnanam, natu Ghatajnanam. Tatajnanam means only Tatajnanam, natu Ghatajnanam, natu Patajnanam. This is called scholarship. This is scholarship. And now the father says he really riddles his mind, puzzles his mind. How? Eno shrutam bhavati, amatam matam bhavati, avijñātam vijñātam bhavati. By knowing that one thing, not another thing becomes known. By knowing one thing, not another thing becomes known. Not one more thing becomes known. By knowing that one thing, you come to know everything. Hey Rama. This is something. Any scholar becomes fired with curiosity. You see, scholarship can create jijnasa. Because scholarship creates that kind of a discipline. You can hit a scholar. Vedanta can hit a scholar. But Vedanta can't hit a layman. That is the difference. You have to be educated to be hit by Vedanta. Now please see, just another few minutes. Ena shrutam bhavati, amatam matam bhavati, avijñātam vijñātam. That is why Shvetaketu asks a question. Katham nu bhagavaha sadesho bhavati iti. How is that? Katham means how. Nu, indeed, bhagavaha, hey Bhagavan. Now he has a right attitude. Hey Bhagavan. He doesn't say hey Pitar, he says hey Bhagavan. Hey Bhagavan. How is it possible that by knowing one, you come to know everything? Katham nu bhagavaha sa adesho bhavati. How is that teaching? How is it possible? It is a riddle for me. How is it ever possible? By knowing one. I say by knowing one more I can't know. How can I know? By knowing one, how does one come to know everything? How do I come to know everything? Katham nu bhagavaha sa adesho bhavati. How is it possible? If it is possible, how is it possible? There are two questions. How is it ever possible? And if it is possible, then please teach me how it is possible. First he has got a shank. How is it ever possible? By knowing one, you come to know everything. How is it ever possible? And if it is possible, please tell me how it is possible. Now he has become what? Humble, humility. In fact, I have given a lot of definitions of humility. I am just concluding it. One definition of humility, it is unconditional to your possessions. It is a recognition of a fact that whatever I have, there are so many. In fact, the law under which I am living as an individual, I am living under a law of causation, law of karma. It is neither fair to somebody nor unfair to anybody. There is no Vaishamyam, there is no Nairkrinyam. We have a Brahma Sutra. Means God is neither cruel to anybody nor biased, He is neither fair to somebody nor unfair to somebody else. He is fair to everybody. He is unfair to none, fair to everybody. Means what? He always gives you as per your action. God brings the results as per one's action performed in this life, in the previous life. Therefore there is, and therefore that is called humility. Therefore, whatever I get is governed by my prarabdha. Whatever I get, there are so many forces. There are so many forces which help me. Therefore I am humble. Therefore in my good times I am humble. In my bad times I am not bitter, because saying that maybe this is what I deserve. Maybe prarabdham is there. That is one definition of humility. The other definition of humility is this: I have still a lot to learn. I have still a lot to learn. Makes one humble. I have still a lot to learn. And when a person discovers I have nothing more to learn, that doesn't mean it becomes vainful. Then the very topic of humility or lack of it is gone. Like a man who is fast asleep, he is neither humble nor vainful. He is only serenity. उस प्रकार लेना चाहिए. Then what is lack of humility? That is what is called manitvam and dambitvam. I try to think I am more successful than others, etc. That is a bhranti. Anyway, Shvetaketu becomes humble. And humility is the precondition for learning. And humility is the precondition for learning means what? I have a lot to learn. Recognizing I have a lot to learn is the conducive atmosphere.